Check this out, I'm gonna share a hip strengthening circuit with you that's gonna make your hips feel better, improve your function and performance when it comes to lifting. And when it comes to hips, there's three things that happen over time that usually make your low back start getting beat up, your knees start getting beat up, and your hips start getting beat up. And that is decreased strength, increased fatigue, and decreased mobility. So with these drills and this protocol I'm gonna show you that you can do either as part of your training sessions and or on your kind of recovery days to improve your hip strength and your mobility, like go through this and I promise you're gonna feel a lot better. So this is a sideline hip adduction. And I'm gonna keep this leg nice and long. And remember, adductors are usually very, very weak and tight for most people. So we wanna strengthen and mobilize them. I'm going to lock out, keep my core braced, and I'm gonna lift as high as I possibly can. And pause for a second. Now, if this is really easy for you, you can add a load, and ankle weights are great for this, right? You can add bands as well, but usually starting off, again, 12 to 15 reps, just like this, will be challenging enough, and you probably have some sore adductors the next day, right? Notice, I'm lifting from the groin as high as I possibly can, pausing for a second, then bringing it back down. Again, 2 to 3 sets, 12 to 15 reps. So this is a similar drill, but one thing I'm gonna change, right? I'm gonna internally rotate, okay? So internal rotation as far as I can. I'm literally trying to go as far as I can. Think like rotisserie chicken this quad. And I'm gonna now lift up again as high as I can. I'm really feeling that groin, bringing it back down. And I can go back. Again, internally rotate, lift up, high as I can. Kind of same rules here, right? If it's too easy for 12 to 15 reps, you would add an ankle weight or some type of plate to make it a little more challenging. All right, so this is called a super dog with external rotation. And what you're doing essentially is to not be able to cheat from your low back. So I'm gonna lock in. Basically, I'm in kind of like a plankish position on this pad. And I'm gonna lift, okay, this leg up slightly and then externally rotate as much as I can. And I'm feeling my butt cheek like crazy, bringing it back down, boom, right? So this way, I can't go into my low back. This is why I'm kind of on this knee. So it's a slight lift off from my glute, externally rotate and bring it back in and back down. Lift, externally rotate as far as I can, end range, back down. So small drill. Now, if you wanted to make it more challenging, you would add a band, like a lighter band when you externally rotate. But I promise you at the beginning, you won't need to. 12 to 15 reps per side, 2 reps on this or so. So this is kind of like this kneeling pigeon. This is a little bit more available to just about anybody. And we're gonna go from that pigeon to a groiner. So I'm gonna get a glute stretch into opening up my hip. So it's gonna look like this. I'm crossing over into this pigeon. And again, I'm getting into that glute, big stretch here. Again, this is available to everybody if you can't do that pigeon on the ground. And I'm gonna go forward and then drive my hip down. Keep that chest tall. And it's like a nice dynamic movement. Really good for warm-ups in general. You go 10 to 12 reps on this one. And then you're just trying to go deeper into that range of motion. And then we just switch sides. So this is a basically hip flexor strengthening exercise going through the full range of motion. There's 2 different ways you can do this, for time or for reps, and just holding for the time part. But I want to be elevated here because I want to get that full range of motion. Keep my abs braced, create tension, and I'm going to drive up, pause for a second, and then control it back down. I like to exhale so I'm not cheating and leaning back on this. Again, going through that full range. This butt cheek is gonna fire like crazy. And I wanna get to at least parallel on that. Find a weight that you can keep good form with, right? The other part of it that I can do is just bring it up and hold it for time. Can start as little as 15 seconds, work up to 30, even 45, right? And we just be here. I'm actively driving, staying nice and tall, and getting that activation in. Again, we do a couple of sets of this, and key is really, really good form, not letting that hip fall out. I wanna keep brace. I wanna stay nice and tall like I'm on a string, and I wanna actively drive this up, right? And not lean back or crunch forward as I'm doing it. So this is a Glute Me drill, and I'm doing it with the band now. I promise you, you can do this without the band, and it's plenty difficult, right? Because rather than doing, again, like our kind of regular quadruped fire hydrant, we're bringing and extending that leg out, right? So I wanna be kind of aligned here. I don't wanna cheat it. And from there, usually gonna probably get this up a little bit more here. I'm just keeping that leg nice and locked out. I'm not opening up my low back. I'm just lifting, pausing, and then bring it back down. Whew. So I'm pushing into the ground, thinking nice and tall, not compensating. You might only get a little bit off the ground on this one. And I'm thinking about reaching with my heel, like reaching out. It's already cooking. Ooh wee, cramp city. Right, so notice I pause it, I control it down, and you are gonna get, for sure, cramp city in the butt cheek. Right, 12 to 15 reps. Most people that glute med is just very, very weak, and then it affects a whole bunch of different things. So 2 sets, maybe even 3, 12 to 15 reps. Start without the band. I just wanted to show you with adding like a medium-ish to light band. Obviously it's gonna get more tension, but at the beginning you don't need it. This is another drill that works the hip internal rotator. It's something most people don't work and or strengthen. You could go with a med ball. This physio ball is great because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna push my knees into the ball and then I'm gonna drive my heels out. Now again, this is one of those things you don't need the band, right? I'm gonna kind of tap my toes here, try to tap my heels, push in and drive out, squeeze, bring it back in. Drive, right? So I don't wanna let those knees come away from the physio ball. I squeeze it in, I drive them out, I pause, I control it back. The thing is, if you can't get these out decently enough, then start without the band for sure. Brace abs, push in, drive out, pause, bring it back in. Again, same thing, we're gonna go 12 to 15 reps on this. I would say first set that you do, just start without any type of band. Test it out. Again, you're actively driving out. You're gonna feel that butt cheek, that glute med on the side, and then add the band. Again, if you can own 12 to 15 reps without it first. All right, so these are basically glute med walks essentially, where I'm gonna stay pretty upright. You can even turn your toes in a little bit, although don't go too far in this. Make sure you're bracing and not leading with the hip, right? I'm leading with the foot and then controlling, lead, control. You can go again, just a couple of steps, making sure we're not compensating. 20 to 30 reps per side. Again, remember when we said that there's either the problem becomes is a decrease in strength and increase in fatigue. So we're making sure that those hips are durable. And what will happen a lot when you get fatigued, you'll quickly start kind of, you see, compensating, right? Brace, step with the foot, control, don't let it snap you back. 20 to 30, burner. We're gonna go 2 sets on this. So here we're gonna be training core with hip flexion. And the key here is to not lose good posture. So I'm gonna go into my push-up position, stay nice and tall, right? So I'm pushing the ground away, engaging my abs. From here, I'm gonna drive up, pause, and come back down. Making sure I do not lose posture. Again, you can have a lighter band. You can start without the band, but I don't wanna sink the hips, right? I also don't wanna bring them too high up. I wanna have nice straight lines. Pause, so I'm getting that strengthening of the hip flexor. And again, posture and how we do things matters, right? Not just going through motions, but making sure that we're keeping great form on these. 10 to 12 reps per side. Again, if the moment you start feeling like you're losing form, regress. Lighter band or no band. This is gonna be a glute bridge. with a knee drive, right? So the band, I'm creating some hip flexion here, an activation. And other side is what it's gonna do is prevent my low back from rounding, and I'm gonna get more of that glute, right? So I'm actively driving, it's pushing on the other one, I'm coming back down, drive, drive. So double whammy here. Make sure you feel the inside line of the foot on that one that's down. Right, and as we complete reps on one side, we go to the other side. Again, we're shooting for 12 reps per side here. Want to get full hip extension here while I drive. Knee flexion on this other side. Hip flexion. Again, 12 per side. Quality of reps and form. Same thing, we're going to go two sets. Ideally, you do this with the band, but if you can't maintain the form, start with just body weight. So this is the tie sit, and you've seen me probably do this quite a lot of times. It's such a great drill for the hips. And I want to make sure I'm staying very upright here, right? Keeping that brace. I'm not going to use momentum. I'm going to just use muscles and push into the ground through my knees here. Slowly come up, lock out. And the key here is controlling down, right? I don't want to just drop, nice and controlled, and drive again. Nice and tall, and controlling down, controlling down, controlling down. Drive, and controlling down. All right, and we're gonna go 10 reps one side, and then you just kind of, I'll say windshield wipe to the other side into that shin box position, and we repeat that on the other side. Right, and same thing, we go 10 reps per side as part of the sequence. Now the way that you'd use this, for example, if you need to strengthen your hips and mobilize them, at the end of your dynamic warm-up, I would do one round of these exercises before you go into your other training. Now, if you're doing it on your off days, part of conditioning, and just as I would call your movement hygiene, I would do 2 to 3 rounds on this. And ideally, you'd get about 3 to 5 times per week where you're doing this. If you want to bring it up, again, it's not overkill. If you do 1 to 2 rounds, it's not overkill. You get frequency, and you're going to strengthen, improve endurance, and mobility of your hips and start feeling better. I'm all about rituals. And so this little protocol here, run through it, but do it for like the next 30 days and then see how you feel. Let me know. So if you're looking to feel, perform, and look better, more like an athlete without nagging aches and pains, make sure to subscribe to this channel and more protocols like this.